What's going on, everybody? Deacon here, and believe it or not, this video was actually requested. Now, as we know, people love to give advice, and if you've seen my intro video to my channel, then you know I said this: I know that experience is the best teacher. And you know I also believe this, but I don't believe that you have to personally experience everything just to learn from it. So with that being said, it makes me wonder, why is it those, especially those who are of the older generation, when they see us going down a similar path or pursuing a similar dream that they had, but they didn't make it, they automatically assume that their past is our future. Now, this by no means discredit those who are giving advice when you see somebody look like they're going down a dark path, whether they're trying to join a gang or getting into drugs or just skipping school, things that'll hurt them in the long run and that won't help them. I'm all for that type of advice. But I'm talking about the person who's giving the advice that whatever it is that I'm pursuing, that they automatically shoot it down and say that I'm not going to be able to accomplish it because they tried it and it failed, or they know somebody who tried it and it just didn't work out for them. Like, for example, when me and my wife were going to get married, and the fact that we were going to get married so young, a lot of the things we heard were, why do you want to get married so young? You have your whole life ahead of you, and plus people who get married so young usually don't last that long. Oh, you think your marriage is gonna last? Come see me in 5 years. And I mean, all other kind of things were said, but it's basically because other people didn't make it, they automatically assumed that we weren't gonna be able to do it because they failed at it. And usually how I respond to most of those comments is just basically saying to people that, look, I appreciate the advice that you're giving me and I appreciate the perspective that you're coming from, but you have to understand that just because you failed in those areas doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to. You have to take into account that, yes, I've listened to your advice, I've listened to what you're telling me and where you're coming from, and I learned from your mistakes. It just wasn't right for you. But just because it didn't work for you doesn't necessarily mean it won't work for me. So instead of always thinking of something negative to say and just automatically just gonna assume and tell me that I'm not gonna make it, try to offer something encouraging. Give me the big picture and let me know that, yes, whether I want to pursue becoming an athlete, entertainment, whatever it is that I want to pursue or do in my life, you can let me know the realities of life. And let me know that, you know what, it's a slim amount of people who reach this level of success. But offer your support and say, but you know what, I'm going to support you in this area because I see that you have the talent, you have the gift, you have the desire, and you have a right head on your shoulders. All right, I'm going to help you do this. Take me, for example. Now, let's say that either one of my daughters come to me and say that they want to get married at a young age, just like how their parents did. What I'm going to tell them is I'm going to just, instead of just automatically saying no because that's a stupid idea, I would instead encourage them and tell them the benefits of waiting instead of getting married as young as me and their mother did. And not to say that when me and their mother did and get married young that it was a bad thing, but we are an exception to the rule, not the rule. And I would just tell them the benefits of waiting maybe an extra 2, 3, 4 years to get married so that they won't have to go through some of the same things that me and her mom did. Yes, we made it, but as parents and as people who give advice, the sole purpose of why we give this advice is not to try to discourage somebody from pursuing their dreams or whatever it is they're going to do, but you don't want them to face the same hardship or heartaches that you went through. But I've learned it's best to always do it more of an encouraging way instead of just automatically killing it and telling them that they can't do it. Then people can end up having a resentment, end up always thinking to themselves, what could have been? And I'd rather my kids or anyone else that I give advice to, or those who like to give advice, them to either have an idea or even try to pursue it with an opportunity to succeed and fail than to never try at all. But tell me what you guys think. Leave a comment in the comment section below. What advice would you give somebody who's pursuing a dream or a level of success that may not be easy to obtain, but this person has the tools, the talent, and the potential to reach that goal? As always, be wise, and until I see you guys next time, and believe it or not, this video was actually requested. Wait, yes.